Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the corner and welcome to your first match preview of the season. Chelsea versus Manchester City is now upon us, ladies and gentlemen. And the new season, as we've already seen, it's already kicked off. It's time for us to play. And yeah, the big teams are picking up the 3 points. Arsenal, really solid victory against Wolves, 2-0. Liverpool could have had a few more. Absolutely big performance from them in the second half, especially. So big 3 points there. Man United picking up 3 points, scamming and scumming their way to yet another victory. So it's now up to us to see what we can do in this first match of the season. Very difficult match against Manchester City. Look, moving into this particular fixture over the past, especially during the preseason, as we were moving into this fixture, I was a little bit concerned. I was a little bit scared the way we've defended in the preseason. I was thinking this match coming up against Manchester City on the first day could be very tricky. But as the day got nearer and nearer, and it feels like the match against Inter Milan was a bit of a morale booster, even though we didn't win. But we should have had a few goals than just one. We had plenty of opportunities, and overall, defensively, we made that one big error where Wesley Fofana and Levi Colwill they made a bit of a meal of it. Besides that, overall probably was an okay defense. When I ended up watching the entire match, obviously when I saw the highlights, it showed all the bits and pieces of Inter Milan, what they could, what level of chances they had. But overall, when you see the whole match, I think defensively we were quite tight. And this, for me, ladies and gentlemen, is the biggest concern. I'm not really concerned about Chelsea at the moment in terms of how we look in midfield, how we operate up front. Obviously, that's an issue, but I'm pretty sure as the days go on and months go on, under Maresca, we're going to find the rhythm. We're going to understand his philosophy a lot more, and the players will find that chemistry. So I'm not worried about how things operate in midfield, how we play in the final third. It's the defense where I'm very concerned, where I feel like we don't have any bosses. We don't have any out and out clear, extremely good defenders. We've got quite a lot of defenders that can do the job. Do you know what I mean? Like we've got Levi Colwill, we've got Buddy Shield, we've got Desasi, we've got Wesley Fofana, we've got Tosin. They seem like they can all do the job, but none of them are really leaders. None of them are really have shown so far that they can step up and become a boss type of a defender. What I mean by boss type of a defender, the likes of Rudiger, likes of Eder Militao, that level, Saliba. So this is my biggest concern, defense. And moving into this particular match against Manchester City, knowing the quality that they have, you just know that they can open us up at will. Look, having said that, this is probably the best time to play Manchester City. Manchester City without Rodri, without a couple of the other players that have come late into the piece because they were involved in Euros or Copa America. So they haven't had enough, chance to train at the moment. So this could be potentially a good time. Oscar Bob being injured as well. Oscar Bob, who has had a fantastic preseason, was very good against us in the preseason. So on that side, I'm thinking, could this be the right moment to play Manchester City when they are not at their full strength? But then I think about what they did to us a couple of weeks back when they weren't at their full strength. It was their C team. It was by the time the match finished, it was their Z team, and they absolutely bamboozled us. They absolutely took care of us. So it's Pep Guardiola. It's Manchester City. Does it really matter who plays, who doesn't play? They're just so good, so well drilled. We have to be at our best, ladies and gentlemen. We have to be at our best. We cannot afford to have any level of mistakes, because any mistake they'll pounce on and it will be a fatal error. It will be a fatal error. I'm just worried that when we build up and Man City press us, that we don't cough off the ball unnecessarily like the way we did in preseason against them, gifting goals to them. We cannot gift them goals. Absolutely. One thing we must, and I'm expecting from Maresca is we must be resolute in defense. We must not give an inch to them. We have to respect the level of team that we're playing. And at Stamford Bridge, home crowd, first game of the season, we must put in a shift defensively where we are switched on and simply not making any error. You make an error against them, you're already in the back foot, and then you're having to find ways to come back into the match. And it's not easy to come back into the match against Manchester City. So look, ladies and gentlemen, that is the outlook for me. I'm very excited. In one hand, I'm thinking this could be the perfect opportunity for us to get Man City. The morale inside the team, I feel maybe could be on the up with a few players just around the corner that we might sign in the likes of João Felix, in the likes of Osimhen. We'll see what happens, but I think João Felix is probably very imminent. And as the weeks go on, hopefully all the training sessions culminate to us playing better and better, week by week. So look, as I said, I'm quietly confident, but at the same time, I'm slightly nervous as well. I'd honestly take a draw. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get cracking into the lineup. This is how I'm going to line up, ladies and gentlemen. So this will be my team. I don't know if this is not me predicting the lineup, so don't get it twisted. This is not my predicted Chelsea lineup. No, this is my lineup to take on Manchester City. Look, I know Jorgensen has just arrived. I'm just giving him a little bit more time to adapt. I do think his distribution from the little bits and pieces that we've already seen of Jorgensen is probably better than Robert Sanchez, but I'm going with Sanchez again in goalkeeping. Look, the number one goalkeeping position is really up for grabs. I don't think Sanchez has got this position down packed. I don't think he's made it his own yet. So yeah, look, I'm going with a 4-3-3 lineup, ladies and gentlemen. I know there's inverted left backs and right backs, this, that, the other. I feel like in this game, I wouldn't invert. I'm going to have enough midfielders to do the midfielders' job. I'd rather have Malo Gusto bomb forward and help out Cole Palmer on that right side. So I'm having Malo Gusto because Reece James is injured, and to be honest, when Reece James comes back, he's probably going to operate as an RCB as opposed to a right back. So I'm going with Malo Gusto so that he can bomb up and down, give that width on that right side. I really think that is very important. On that left side of the, on that right side of the defense, I'm going to have Wesley Fofana. Wesley Fofana, ladies and gentlemen, this is it, man. Like, you need to stay fit and you need to show a lot more composure. You need to show the quality, the reason why Chelsea Football Club bought you for such high amount of money from Leicester. It's time you start delivering and show the footballing world that, the hype that once was for Wesley Fofana is actually true. A lot of people used to say that Wesley Fofana's ceiling is higher or was higher than Saliba. Both of them started at Saint Etienne. But Wesley Fofana, obviously, with all the injuries, has everything has sort of slowed down. So it's now time for him to pick it all up. Let's see on the left side, I'm going to have Levi Colwill. Another one where I've had so much high expectation, but the man has really disappointed me. And this is time. It's time now for Levi Colwill to be alert, to be aware. I feel like defensively he can fall asleep at times, and opposition take full advantage of that. And this is a high-level opposition, and I need Levi Colwill to stay alert and put on a brilliant season. I need consistency from Levi Colwill. He's starting to really annoy me, and to the sense where he's almost in that fraud watch list. So look, Levi Colwill needs to start performing. On that left side, it is none other than Cucurella. Haaland is trembling, ladies and gentlemen. Haaland is absolutely trembling. Cucurella, eating a paella. So Cucurella, hopefully on that left side, can lock things up. Whoever the Manchester City player is going to be on that right side. Need Cucurella to continue on with his form in the Euros and showcase that that form is not some sort of a temporary thing, that he's a supremely talented left-sided player. So need Cucurella to really buzz for Chelsea Football Club. At the base of defense, I'm going to have Romeo Lavia. I think Lavia was the best. He was the best player for me in preseason, best Chelsea player, in my opinion. He was extremely impressive in the base of that defense, the way he passes, his vision, quickness of his pass as well, and defensively, very, very astute, and he can cover a lot of ground. So he gives you both parts of the world. Technically, very sound on the ball, and defensively, is an athlete, absolute athlete. So I'm going to continue with Romeo Lavia in the base of defense. On that right side of midfield, I'm going to have Caicedo. Need Caicedo to have masterclasses. Cannot afford any mistakes from Caicedo. It seems like every season, already this season in the preseason, he's created a mess, which led to a Man City goal in the preseason. And I hope Moses Caicedo can start this season the way he ended last season, with several prime performances. And I need that for Moses Caicedo. He's a big player for us. And with the way we play, possession-based style, this should suit him, from the Brighton days. And defensively, I need him to be extremely alert. And he's got a very good partner in the likes of Romeo Lavia, which then leaves me Enzo Fernandez on that left side. This is where I feel like he plays his best football. On that left side, he can be a little bit deeper, closer to Romeo Lavia, and really spray the passes from deep. His vision is immaculate from deep. And yeah, whenever he gets the opposition, he can transition from deep areas into forward areas. Need Enzo Fernandez, ladies and gentlemen, to start having boss games for Chelsea Football Club. Last season was a bit of a mess. Obviously, he had the injury as well. And there's a lot of fans that are after him. And I need this guy to silence them. And it all starts against Manchester City. And for me, he's going to be the club captain. So Enzo Fernandez is the captain, ladies and gentlemen. And there's no Reece James. Ben Chilwell is out of favor. Maresca publicly stating to Ben Chilwell to leave the club, which now leaves Enzo Fernandez as the club captain. He is the new vice captain. Looks like Reece James continuously, every time he was getting substituted off, he was going to Enzo Fernandez and giving the armband to him. So it's clear Enzo Fernandez is a leader at Chelsea Football Club. So he will lead Chelsea against Manchester City at Stamford Bridge tomorrow. On that left side, I'm going to have, this is where it all starts getting a bit tricky, right? Who should we have and what should we do? I feel like I want to play Cole Palmer on the right side. I would love to have Pedro Neto start already, but is he ready to get going on that left side as yet? I'm not really sure. He might not be ready as yet. So yeah, we'll come back to that. I don't think Nicholas Jackson is ready to start as well. So that could be a bit of a problem. Look, Raheem Sterling generally against Manchester City, he does well. So I might have to go with Raheem Sterling on this game, purely for the fact that Nicholas Jackson's probably not ready to start, and Pedro Neto, he's only had a couple of training sessions. He might come off the bench and provide that impetus. But for the time being, Raheem Sterling probably will start on that left side and generally has a very good record against Manchester City. And in the middle, I'm going to have Nkunku to play as a false nine, striker, whatever you want to call it. The reason I'm playing Cole Palmer on that side so that Malo Gusto can bomb up and allow Cole Palmer to cut inside and be a little bit more of a number 10. Look, Cole Palmer is a smart player. He's going to, regardless of where he plays, he's going to deliver the goods. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is my lineup. Robert Sanchez, goalkeeper. Malo Gusto, right back. Wesley Fofana, centre back, along with Levi Colwell. Marc Cucurella, left back. Romeo Lavia in midfield. Moses Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez finishing off that midfield, where Enzo Fernandez plays a little bit deeper, not really an out-and-out number 8, but he can transition from deep areas. Moses Caicedo, more of a box-to-box. Cole Palmer up front on the right side, where he will get the help from Malo Gusto. I'm hoping Malo Gusto in this setup, my setup, that he will bomb forward, and Nkunku, Raheem Sterling to round things off. Obviously, we've got a lot of options from the bench. We've got the likes of Keenan Dewsbury Hall. We've got Pedro Neto. We've got Nicholas Jackson. We've got plenty of players to come off the bench and who can do the damage. There are no other injury issues besides Reece James, ladies and gentlemen. So let me know your thoughts about that lineup. My score prediction, look, I'm going for 1-1. I'll take a draw in this first match against Manchester City. Very tough opposition. If we can get a win, that will be sensational. But if at a bare minimum we can get a draw, I'll take that. A loss will really hurt. Don't want to start the season with a loss. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about the match. How you're feeling? What's your expectation from the match? And what's your predicted scoreline? And let me know what your thoughts were on my lineup, my personal lineup, not my predicted lineup. And would you change anything in that lineup? Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Ladies and gentlemen, take care. Goodbye. See ya.